Hey everyone, it's Jeff, LA Fintech. We're going to do a demo with LotStocks, and hope you enjoy it.
All right, everyone, thanks for coming out tonight. We're going to have a demo real quick with LotStocks. Jeremy right here. Some crowdfunding, and take it away.
Hey guys, I'm Jeremy. I'm a vendor of John at LotStocks. He comes to a lot of these, so maybe you're familiar with him. He's been self-funding this project for, I want to say, almost 9 months now, and he is just now in the stages of raising capital and taking it to the next level. So he asked me to come speak with him today. He's doing an engagement in New York, and his other buddy is doing an event with the Techstars Roadshow right now. Thought I'd come up here and do a little presentation for you guys. The company is called LotStocks, and there's a lot in the name, and I'll get to that in a second. But a little background here, I work with a lot of startups here in Los Angeles, and the ones that really succeed in this market are the ones that are disrupting an industry that has really not changed in a very long time. And with LotStocks, this is what these guys are trying to do. The market that we are disrupting are the accounts receivables for stores. So to give you a little more background on that, stores from every retailer you can think of, whether it be Walmart or Home Depot or the mom and pop toy store down the street, they need to put products on their shelves. How do they do this? They need to purchase these products, accounts receivables to make them. So they either are using their savings, or they're taking out a loan, or they're using several other means of financing to get these products actually on their shelf. Now this isn't exactly a beneficial model for the retailers, because if they are using their own savings, sometimes they're behind the 8 ball. They need these products to move to get their cash freed up again, and the process repeats itself. So what we're accomplishing at LotStocks is to change this model and get this power, take this power out of the retailer's pocket and put it into the crowdfunding method is what we're trying to accomplish. So in theory, through LotStocks, people like you and I can help fund lots or product for retailers through a crowdfunding platform, which is what LotStocks is. Thus, a retailer no longer has to pay for it out of pocket to put it on their shelves. Now, why they win, they don't have to pay for it up front. And then how you win as an investor is we all split the profits together. So that is the background and the deep insight and aha moment that John and LotStocks is accomplishing. So right now, this is just a screenshot of some of the graphics that they're putting up on their beta site and what's coming to fruition here. But the idea here is we're going to be doing it like securities or a stock market where you can buy different toys. And right now it's just toys because John loves toys. That's actually where he's at, is the toy show in New York right now. I don't know if he's actually going to come back. But the way that this would work, and this is from the beta, is that there are different lots of toys that stores are interested in putting on their shelves. So what we would do as investors is we would buy shares of these toys or the lot, and together, once it is filled, it will then be shipped to the store. The store would then put it on their shelves, and once it's actually purchased by someone like you or me or someone in the store, then that profit is split amongst all of us and with the actual retailer. So in theory, the retailer is making money just by having the space that they're using the product for. And once it moves, that we all make it together. So this is just another screenshot of some things that are in the toy room or can be purchased right now or be funded.
Can I make sure I'm understanding it correctly?
Yeah, hit me with questions.
So pretty much we're sharing the profit margins, not
bingo,
not interest rates. So if they take a year to sell, 5 years, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. So with that being said, we've also found a way to break these up into shares. So let's say there's a toy that's not moving nearly as quickly as you want it to, and you want to free that capital back up. You can sell that security to somebody else who's fine sitting on that Lego dinosaur that hasn't sold yet.
Okay.
It's funny that that we're talking about selling Legos and Star Wars ships, but these things move. Yeah.
So is this like Upfund or Lenvo for toys, basically?
For toys, correct. And the idea would be, imagine replicating this over every possible product. So like Home Depot needs a new batch of rakes. Those move really quickly. What's the implied volatility of something that moves that quickly in a store like that?
Okay.
Yes?
Why wouldn't you just do this alone yourself online?
You totally could. You could buy all of these lots yourself.
No, yourself. I'm
Yes.
asking you. Like, why wouldn't you do it?
Why I personally wouldn't want
Yeah.
to do it. Because maybe I want to invest in, spread my investments out amongst other things, like in the stock market or mutual funds. Maybe I don't want to tie all my capital into this.
No, but you don't have to tie all your capital into it. Why wouldn't you just do it yourself, like on the side?
As in, like, me personally funding
Yeah.
a lot. These
Yeah.
things are expensive. Some of these are a lot of some designer Star Wars toys that move off the shelf very quickly. It can be upwards of $5,000 to $10,000 just to get a lot of these in the store.
Okay, but you're running it on the blockchain then?
Nothing on blockchain.
I think the idea is the crowdfunding aspect diversifies it amongst a bunch of people, as opposed to if you do it by yourself, all of your eggs are in that one product's basket, right? So when you crowdfund it, you now have these 100 people who bought units or shares, right? That's how LotFund does it, for example.
Gotcha.
And the risk is then diversified across all those people who buy shares. So you could do 5 of these toys or 5 FBA products with LotFund, and your eggs aren't all in that one basket with that guy who sells women's hair products. You also got this other guy who sells men's shoes, and even though that women's hair products guy might take however long to get you your money back, and your ROI isn't as good because you can't leverage it back into the next one, a couple of your other ones actually did return faster. So across the board, when you're diversified with other people, you can leverage into other things faster with your capital. I think that's the idea.
Also the distribution too.
Yeah.
For someone, if you're just straight up front the cash, okay, I just bought a toy, you got to sell it.
Then you're in the same boat as the guy who's trying to get the inventory funded.
So-
right?
So do you have the distribution already?
So that's where John is right now, is he's locking down new contracts with distributors at the toy store. And this dude loves toys.
Why toys though? It seems like a
So there's a surprisingly high margin on some of these things, and they move rather quickly. So the beta, and that's where they guys are right now. Before they just closed the cap on their seed rounds. So when John was funding this out of his pocket, he was just doing a beta, and he was doing Star Wars designer like starship things, and they flew off the shelf. He said,
Star Wars is always going to do
He
that.
said he did 15 of these like Lego things, and he said, "Bam, gone." And everyone that invested in the first round made a 34% return
Nice.
in 2 months. So not bad, and it was enough to catch the eyes of some of the investors out here and begin to hit the balls. So yeah.
At this point, can anyone invest in it, or is it a private group?
Yes, so the
Is it
website totally works right now. It's
Okay.
beautiful. Here's some of the images here. So here's one if you were just looking at one of the toys.
what does a unit go for?
A unit, it varies on
Varies.
every single one.
This one's $15.85.
And the pictures are much clearer on the laptop than this fuzzy monitor. Oh, whoever brought,
So that
this.
toy is $15.85.
It's $15.85 for one of the lots.
Yeah.
What is
Are we
that?
getting it at wholesale?
You are getting it at wholesale.
Porsche?
The unit. Huh? The unit. It's not necessarily the toy.
It's not the full toy. You're getting,
that toy's like $300.
yeah, you're getting a portion of this. You got it. You're getting a portion of this toy. Correct.
Okay. How do you get? How is it breaking down to $15.85? What?
You know that I can't answer that one. That's just the math behind this one. But it's also like it also comes out into a portfolio. So this is very blurry again. But you end up having a portfolio that's built. So in this one, so in this one it is. He's share number 4 of 16 of that Porsche 911 RS 42056, and then he's got some other stuff in there too. And you can buy, you can sell, you can short some of these. Is the new thing going into this. He's going all out right now.
Nice.
So you can also get rid of them and share. So if something hasn't flown off the shelf yet, and you want to do something else, you can then move on to a different toy. It's
Why don't you issue a coin for that?
That's a good idea. I don't know if they have the resources to build this on a blockchain right now, but I would think that would be something in the future.
Talk to Amy. She'll
Yeah?
take care of it.
Awesome.
Oh, thanks.
But yeah, these guys are picking up traction, and the idea is to replicate this over several different products. And as you've mentioned, there are other very similar things that are going out there. Yeah.
Question for you. So I presume the target market is small-time mom-and-pop stores
Initially.
who have the extra space.
Yes. So those are the ones that are feeling the biggest pinch of having to put cash towards.
Gotcha. So if, let's say, I'm a mom-and-pop and I have enough space for 100 units of this toy, let's say, and let's say only 4 people buy that unit online, then I get 4, and then I sell those.
You got it.
So not even 4, but let's say enough money to buy 4 of those wholesale.
Right.
Then I just get those.
You just get
Right,
those.
there's
but,
no like cancellation. It's canceled.
Right. But if there's crowdfunded, and you get 100 lots through LotStocks, and only 4 of them sell, you have 96 sitting in your warehouse in the back. You didn't pay for it. So you're almost willing to let it sit on that shelf until it actually has to move, or resell it on the second market.
How does the distribution of the profit margins work for the seller, for the person who's raising the capital?
Yeah, so
why is it beneficial? To
yeah,
them
so the seller
if they're gonna cut
themselves,
their margins down?
I believe it's 50-50, but it could be different. I don't have all the
So the
proprietary
group
information.
the group could only get 50% of
Max.
the profit.
Yeah,
margin.
that's correct.
So the profit margin is immediately half of what it is potentially if you have all cash.
Correct. So the store's not, since they're not putting up any cash up front, and they're taking it, using their store, their shelf space. That's what they're offering. Not we split the profit. But you're right, because now initially as a crowdfunder, the amount of capital that's available for you to get back is only 50%.
And the profit margin would be higher if they didn't have this because they were to buy it in bulk.
And they wouldn't have to split it with the crowdfund. So
But if you're a person
50%
that's
plus the bulk discount.
right, but if you're a person that's living on accounts receivable cash and it's a crunch, I mean, there are accounts receivable loaners out there. There are vendors out there that loan against us. So this market does exist.
So it's like a PEO for to wear the China thing and you have to give it to
I work with China. So.
There you go.
Any more questions? And any of the more high-level ones, I'm happy to shoot over to John. He's texting.
It's a very cool concept.
Yeah,
It's a very cool concept.
I'd like to see it take off and hopefully replicate across different products.
How's accountability?
Accountability. So he has to take out different types of insurance to make sure that this stuff is not busted in distribution or theft.
How do you know some retailers not just just like skimping out?
Yeah, skipping out. So, I mean, if
$25,
they're,
right?
I mean, that's a great question.
Well, the platform should act as escrow for the purchase of inventory, right? That's probably.
I mean, that's not that I said. I was just saying, like, he's like, oh, I don't know what happened. It got stolen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he says it didn't sell. I don't know where it went.
Right, someone broke in last night and stole all the toys.
Or
and
stole
really
all the
just sold
toys,
them.
or I don't know. It got like half the toys got refunded because they suck.
Is it like
you know what I'm
SBA?
saying?
Does the owner have to put some skin in the game too?
I don't know if there's a requirement of that, but I do know from working with John that he had to take out several different types of insurances that I was unfamiliar with that we at China didn't even cover. So there was some other coverages that he had to go seek out that I would imagine are attempting to protect him. That's a great scenario that I could totally see existing. Someone gets 20 Lego toys, they got stolen last night, and he just sells them on Amazon. That's a scenario I totally could see.
Or his profit margin is $20 and it says it's $3.
Right. Oh, I actually only sold it for this one. Actually. You're right. There are a lot of ways to.
That's not that hard to fix the chain service system.
That's the thing that's scary about it. Accountability is hard. Really hard.
This guy believed in it so much that he quit his job and started doing it. Not that that's a big deal, because a lot of entrepreneurs do that. But.
No, it could work. It's just scary.
Oh, totally. I wasn't a part of the seed round.
I actually talked to him like 5 months ago.
Yeah.
At the Fintech Demo. After the seed, it's up and running.
Cool. Well, thank you guys very much.
No, I appreciate it.
Any other questions, guys?
It's a very interesting business.
Any more blockchain suggestions?
No, I mean, I just was thinking that you might want to be able to put the
On blockchain.
yes.
It's probably the next version.
Yes.
That's V2.
V2. Right. Several iterations later.
You're on V1.
And I don't think they're on V1 yet. Out of the alpha into the beta. There you go.
Beta. Okay, you're in beta. That's V2. Blockchain is V2.
Gotcha. Well, cool. Well, thanks a lot.
Thanks for joining everyone. LA
Yeah,
Fintech.
sure.
I'm Liz.
Give some
Thanks for
upvotes
that when I came
and
in.
retweet this. Subscribe.
So,